Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to Oval and Out. My name's Phil Walker. Katya Witney is with me here. It's a rather chilly Kia Oval at the end of day 3 and emphatically fallen for Surrey. They started the day on 136 for 1, declared 3-4-2 for 9, setting Hampshire 3-7-7 to win. Dom Sibley produced another masterclass, his second 100 of the match. Jamie Smith hit 84 and Sonny Baker picked up his maiden fifer in Championship cricket. For Hampshire, they ended the day 3 down for 35, requiring a further 3-4-2 to win. Fletcher Middleton 11 not out, and Nick Gubbins joining him right at the death there, just a couple to his name. It'll be a long haul for Hants tomorrow to get anything out of this one, as Surrey came hard in the evening session. They dodged the bad light, they got it done, and Jordan Clark was especially brilliant right there at the death, removing 2 night watchmen in 2 deliveries, Brad Wheel and Sonny Baker both perishing. So, Katya Witney, it's been one of these dramatic days here at the Kia Oval that we tend to expect. What's your moment of the day?
Moment of the day, it's got to be Dom Sibley reaching his second 100 of the game, in front of the crowd. Batted beautifully yesterday to be not out overnight. And building from that gritty 100 he made in the first innings, he's in some form, and yeah, just a brilliant day for Dom Sibley and underpinning Surrey's lead into the second innings.
Seemed like he played with a bit more freedom, a bit more expansiveness in his game, and looks like he has complete control over his technique as well as his mind. And I mean, I've never seen him play any better.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it a bit on the opening day when he came together with Jamie Smith. Jamie Smith was the main aggressor there, but really freed him up, and he had that long partnership with Jamie Smith throughout this innings as well. Just ticking the scoreboard over and really sapping the life out of the game, draining Hampshire's efforts, and then building through to the back end, trying to push up towards that 400. Didn't quite get there, but Dom Sibley, that innings really underpinned that effort, and it was a brilliant innings.
So Sibley takes the moment of the day and perhaps the player of the day. Who else stood out for you?
I think we've got to mention Sonny Baker. I mean, a fifer, first time playing a first class game at the Oval. It's not an easy place to come and play as a young player. He's been really impressive. I thought also it was an interesting battle, both innings, between him and Jordan Clark. You had Jordan Clark come in to face Sonny Baker at the end of Surrey's innings, and he bounced him and he made him uncomfortable, and then he pinged him with the full one, did him all ends up, and then Sonny Baker comes in as the second night watchman, which big fan of, and he comes in and does him first ball, so that's an interesting little battle. So Sonny Baker, yeah, he really stood out for a couple of reasons. Yeah,
it was that final spell by Sonny Baker where he seemed to get a bit of reverse swing with the older ball from around the wicket to the right-handers as well, and there was a couple of real classic Sandshoe crushers in there to get rid of Matt Fisher and, as you say, Jordan Clark. We hope to hear a lot more about him in the future. He seems like he has great spirit and a bit of ticker and a lot of pace and heart as well. What brought you joy today, Katya, apart from that funny, eccentric final session and me and you taking it through to the close?
I think you can say bits of the final session. Rory Burns coming on to bowl, that brought me joy. Less joy when he didn't finish off with a wicket at the end of the session, when he declined to bowl himself. All the eccentricities that, this competition brings out. That was brilliant in that final session, and yeah, slightly frustrating at times, but it all goes into that drama of the game. You have that on and off with tea, you have the Hampshire players coming in and out of the dressing room, the umpires taking the light reading, are we off for rain, are we off for bad light? And then at the end of the day, coming in with Jordan Clark going bang bang, just as we were discussing how much time Surrey had left themselves to bowl Hampshire out. Yeah, it had everything really, and yeah, those moments are so frustrating at the time, but looking back on it, it kind of adds to the drama of the drama of the day.
To summarise just what it was like for that final session, Dan Lawrence bowled 3 separate spells of a single over. 6 different bowlers were used. Rory Burns dodged the bad light moments brilliantly, I thought, to ensure that Surrey got as much as they possibly could from that final session. And as you say, Jordan Clark did the business just toward the end. Tomorrow then, Katya, what do you think Hampshire can get from this game?
Well, they'll obviously be looking to get a draw. I mean, they are 3 wickets down at the minute, but you've got to remember that 2 of those are the 2 night watches, so they do have a fair amount of batting to play with tomorrow. And if they can get to the draw, you'd also think they can get to the win. So we go into the final day with all 3 results possible, which is a huge takeaway from today. Surrey are obviously firm favourites, but Hampshire will be coming tomorrow and thinking, yeah, there's a possibility of getting a result on here if they work hard and battle through towards the end of the day, light permitting. You never know what's going to happen. 300 and whatever they need, 340 odd. That's not a ridiculous amount of runs to score in a day, and you can easily see going into the final session with less than 100 to get. That's a really spicy game.
One other reason to tune in tomorrow, not only will we be bringing you ball-by-ball coverage, of course, on the streams, but also if we can get 3,000 people into this ground, then we'll be breaking the record for the highest aggregate for a championship game across the 4 days at this ground this century. So if you can somehow wangle it with your boss, or pack your laptop in your bag, or even pull in a sickie, get yourself down here for what promises to be a fascinating final day, and let's make a bit of history. My name's Phil Walker, Katya Witney, over and out.